Hello and welcome, my dear friend. Today I want to share something that runs even deeper than love itself, something so sacred and so personal that most people never speak about it. It's trust. Love reaches out to catch you when you fall. It surrounds you when you feel alone and saves you in moments of weakness. But trust, that's something different. Trust whispers to you, I see what no one else sees, and still, I place this in your hands. It's not just about you trusting God with your whole heart and your whole story. It's about God trusting you, too. And that truth matters more than anything else in this world. Even if no one claps for you, even if no one else sees it, deep down in your spirit, you know it, and that is enough. You know this life you're living wasn't just handed to you by chance. You weren't given a heavy life because you needed to be taught a lesson. You were given it because God already saw something inside you, something you had not yet remembered about yourself. He didn't just love you, He trusted you. And He didn't trust you with ease or comfort, but with spiritual work disguised as burdens. You carried that weight not because you were the strongest by human standards, but because you were built differently in spirit. Think about it, you've come through all of this and your heart still feels. Your soul still stands. You didn't just survive the storms, you survived them without turning to stone, without becoming someone else. That is sacred. The struggles, the silent battles, the things you carried alone that no one saw or helped you lift, none of that was an accident. It was proof that heaven believed your shoulders were strong enough for what would have broken others. You didn't ask for the insights, the dreams, the sudden heaviness that feels older than you, as if it belongs to generations past. You didn't step forward and say, "Choose me." You were chosen. And now, maybe you wonder why you seem different from others. Why you pull back when the room grows loud. Why sometimes your smile feels heavy. Why your eyes seem to hold both softness and steel. It's because you've been trusted with something holy, and you've learned how to carry it without dropping it. And you don't need anyone to tell you how rare that is, you already know. You've lived through years of holding back words, of feeling alone spiritually, of being your own witness when there was no applause. That's trust. Not the kind that shows up in bright lights, but the quiet kind that lasts. Most people think being trusted by God will show up as visible blessings, a title, a new position, an answered prayer. But divine trust shows up first in hidden endurance. It's the patience that holds you up when no one claps for you. It's the moments when you keep going, quietly, faithfully. God saw every single time. He saw you stay silent instead of speaking in anger. He saw every prayer you whispered when it felt like the walls wouldn't move. He saw every time you kept the fire burning inside your spirit without letting it burn those around you. That is trust in the kingdom. You weren't only trusted to carry this weight, you were trusted to carry it well. Not by becoming hard, but by staying close to God, even when you didn't understand why His voice felt so quiet. That kind of maturity can't be taught by people, but heaven keeps record. Every silent forgiveness, every quiet encouragement you gave someone else while your own heart was tired. Every moment you chose peace even when you felt empty. All of that was building something unseen. And now, slowly, something is changing. Not because God sees you differently, but because you are finally starting to see yourself the way He has always seen you. You're realizing this weight was never punishment. It was refining you. The way you carried it, without bitterness, without turning it into a story about yourself, is why heaven can trust you anywhere. What's coming next isn't just a gift you stumbled upon. It's the fruit of quiet faithfulness. God didn't just keep track of your faith. He kept track of the times you held your tongue, the moments you stayed kind, the days you chose self-control over anger. He didn't just notice that you trusted him, he saw that he could trust you. Most people won't ever know that part. They'll see your calm, but they won't know it was trained in fire. They'll see your strength, but not the nights you spent in prayer just to keep your light burning. Because this wasn't handed to you casually. It wasn't a random gift, it was an assignment. Wrapped in silence, wrapped in misunderstanding, wrapped in weight that would have crushed another spirit. But you carried it carefully, and God never forgot. And now, things are unfolding. Doors are opening without you having to force them. Not because you shouted for them, but because you were faithful when no one was watching. This is where divine trust becomes divine transfer. At first, it might feel like you're stepping into places where you were never invited. But the truth is, you weren't invited, you were sent. You're not there to be praised. You're there because God needs someone trustworthy. Someone whose presence calms storms, whose words heal wounds, whose quiet truth shines light on hidden things. This isn't just a promotion, it's a revelation. It doesn't mean you've gone higher, it means what was already in you is finally seen. For years, you carried compassion that could break family patterns. Discernment sharp enough to protect others without cutting them. Patience that kept someone else from falling. You did it all silently, and now God is saying, move forward with the same authority, but without the same weight. The warfare didn't increase because you were wrong. It increased because darkness saw what you were carrying. The enemy doesn't bother empty vessels. He attacks the ones carrying sacred oil. And now, you're not just carrying it anymore, you're becoming it. So what should you do now? Walk in it, honor it, speak from it, but only when needed. Love from it, but don't lose yourself trying to save those who aren't ready. Protect it, not because it's breakable, but because it's precious. You don't have to explain the light in your eyes, or why your prayers sometimes come with tears. You know what you carry. And so does God. And if lately you've felt like someone was watching you, or like your heart was being tested, it wasn't your imagination. You've been standing in a divine evaluation room. Not to break you, but to confirm you're ready to be trusted publicly. You've passed. It's already done. And soon, you'll feel it, not first as applause, but as a deep, unshakable peace that stays even when life shakes. That's what divine trust brings. Not only blessings, but deep stability. God didn't just love you. He trusted you with things others would have ruined. He trusted you with silence, and you turned it into quiet wisdom. And now, He's about to trust you with even more. Because your life wasn't random. Your path wasn't a mistake. Even your hidden tears weren't wasted. God saw them all. He saw when you didn't fight back. He saw when you chose love over bitterness, silence over anger. And heaven kept record. Most people only see the fruit in your life. They don't see the roots that were grown in nights of doubt and mornings of faith. They'll admire your calm, but won't know about the storms it took to build it. They'll see your gentle strength, but won't know it came from 1,000 moments of choosing trust over fear. And now, slowly, the very things that were hidden in you are becoming visible. The rooms you'll enter won't need your resume. Your spirit will speak for you. Your presence will calm chaos. Your words will unlock healing. You're not stepping forward for applause. You're stepping forward because you've been sent. And yes, it will feel different. Because now, you finally see why your life was heavy. You see why the silence mattered. Why the waiting mattered. Why your tears mattered. You see that what looked like punishment was actually protection. That what felt like isolation was actually preparation. And the peace you're starting to feel now, that's the sign you're ready. So keep walking. Keep holding it carefully. Speak only when it's needed. Love fully, but don't lose yourself. Protect the sacred, not because it's weak, but because it's holy. And never forget, God didn't just choose you. He trusted you. And He still does. Thank you, my friend, for sharing this moment. If these words touched your spirit, share them with someone who needs them. And keep walking in faith, because heaven sees what you carry, and why.